Welcome to another edition of the 3 Up, 3 Down podcast, a Dodgers Nation production. Make sure to check out all the great content on DodgersNation.com and the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel, which includes the Blue Heaven podcast, the flagship podcast of Dodgers Nation, and Dodgers Dugout with Doug McCain. But you can find me, your host, Eric Yulo, for this 5-Minute Dodgers podcast on Twitter and Instagram. That is at EEULAU. Please subscribe, rate, review to all of our channels and feeds. We'd really appreciate it. I'm recording this Saturday before Game 2 of the Dodgers-Angels series when Clayton Kershaw will take the mound, hence why I'm wearing this jersey. And before we get too deep into it, we're officially, not really legally sponsored by in any way, shape, or form. Dodgers Blonde by Golden Road. Not sponsored by it, just like drinking the beer. And with the Dodgers losing 14 of their last 18, I'm doing everything I can to help this team win, sending all the positive energy, getting as much blue as I can in my life because they need the win today. Now, something that's come up a lot during the Dodgers' struggles is the defense of shortstop Corey Seager. For most of his career, Corey Seager has been graded as an average or slightly below average defender at shortstop. Now, the standard statistics, errors, and fielding percentage would tell you that, yeah, that's about right. He's average. He's not doing well in the double play category. He's in the bottom third of the league for that. That's not as dependent on what Corey Seager is doing. Obviously, the pitcher has to pitch the right pitch to get that ground ball to turn a double play, but it is something. But the three key statistics that really tell you how bad of a season Corey Seager is having thus far defensively are defensive runs saved, DRS, revised zone rating, RZR, and ultimate zone rating, UZR. Now, we'll start with DRS and UZR. Those are linear rate statistics that grade how far above or below average a player is. A rating of 0 would mean you're average. Now, how these two are different is UZR and DRS use every pitch, every ball hit to a player, balls in play, and they have a library of those. Now, UZR uses multiple years of data to chart how difficult a play was to make, which factors into their rating. Now, DRS just uses the last year of rolling data. So the argument can be made that UZR gives you a much more true picture of where Corey Seager stands amongst shortstops, and that is damn near the bottom. Now, revised zone rating, RZR, that is the percentage of balls that Corey Seager has converted into outs by taking into account three key factors. That is balls hit to Corey Seager's zone, the amount of plays he's made on those balls, and plays made on balls hit to him out of his zone, meaning which would require some range and will reward him for making those plays. A rating below 70% is considered awful by Fangraphs historically. Yikes. Now, it could get better throughout this year, and I hope it does. We all hope it does. But at 6'4", if Corey Seager were to continue to play shortstop past the age of 30, he would join just one other shortstop who is 6'4" or taller to do that, and that would be Cal Ripken Jr., who is a Hall of Famer. I love Corey Seager. I think he could still be really good at shortstop. I think he can figure it out defensively. But that's going to factor in heavily into the free agency because eventually, whether he likes it or not, Corey Seager is going to have to move to third. Maybe there's a team that pays him a boatload of money still to play shortstop into his 30s. I don't know. But it's not going to be the Dodgers. And I think that Cal Ripken stat is very, very telling. Now, let's get to something positive. And something positive is Justin Turner still continues to absolutely rake. He's been he cooled off a little bit, but he is still damn near the top on everything for third baseman league-wide. I'm not talking just Nationals or American League. I'm talking in the majors. This ball, that absolute moonshot hit against the Cubs, gave the Dodgers a 3-1 lead. They ended up losing 3-4 in extras, but it was just, it shows you where Turner is at offensively. And I mean, look at these statistics. First in OBP, second in slugging, third in walk rate. The guy is hitting the ball, and there's a lot of Dodgers who are starting to warm up in the last week. Muncy, Betts, Turner, and I think this offense is going to get better. Now, the third and final thing I kind of wanted to rant about you guys at you guys about while you're watching, which I appreciate. This Twitter need and the backlash about Dave Roberts not playing small ball. And since Dave Roberts became the Dodgers manager, they're 23rd in stolen bases and they're second in home runs, and they've had a lot of success. I think we all know that. Asking Dave Roberts to play small ball is like going to In-N-Out and asking for a bowl of clam chowder. It's just not the way it works out. It's not the way it's going to be. And I understand. I think it could be right. It could be the best course of action sometimes to play some small ball, but it's just not going to happen. So it's fun to argue about it on the internet and make fun of it for Dave Roberts, but if you're continuing to hold your breath for him to bunt and get runners on and do the hit and run, it's not going to happen. That's not how this team has been successful. That's all I got for you this week. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, review, and we'll see you next week.